So as you can see, I just use a bit of the crowbar and the hammer. Anyone want some dirt? I don't know how professional this was put in, but it looks like a fiberglass base. This is in Victoria, Australia, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I've looked at a few videos on YouTube and they seem to be all American, and they have different ways of putting their one in. So I just wanted to show this one in Victoria. It looks like I could probably grow some tomatoes in there with just pure dirt. I don't know why there's just pure dirt in there, but maybe to pack it underneath because it's fiberglass and it's got a sort of thinnish sort of base. But this is what I wanted to show because I've never seen one that I found on YouTube that was, yeah, very informative. Or I think there was one on Bunnings and it was from a brand new slab, but nothing from this place is over 20 years old, so yeah. Anyway, keep going. Okay, so this is where I'm up to so far. Breaking all this away with the crowbar. I broke a little bit on the top half. I was trying to unscrew it somehow, but it seems like it's glued. So far I've been vacuuming as well. There's a lot of dirt, just normal dirt under there. Don't know if that's a normal thing to do, but there's a lot of just soil under there. Doesn't look very professional from someone who doesn't know much about these, but yeah, soil, I don't know about that one. Okay, this is taking a little bit of time, but I thought, obviously not ever doing one of these before, that it might have been just sealed around the outsides, but it looks like it's sort of like got a, that's probably the best way to explain it, show you. It's sort of got that sort of thick sort of base plastic fiberglass, and it looks like it's was concreted in. It's taking a bit of mucking around to get that out. Just banging and using a good crowbar and big hammer with my mockos in the background. But yeah, you just got to push on. So obviously you can see where it must have been soft concrete, and then they just pushed it down and let it just sit over time, I guess. What a mungle. So not only in this case we have to take the top off somehow to grind all that concrete down as well, somehow chip it out some way. Anyway, but one step at a time. It's a learning process. This is the only way it's good to really learn. Obviously, if this was had taps around it and faucets and all that sort of thing, plumbing, you can't just really go butchering stuff off. But this only got like that drain thing, and I'll be careful around that because obviously the drain pipe will come through the concrete. But all this other stuff, I can just break away slowly and reveal what's under this, which is a concrete slab. A slab on top of a slab, really. So just cement. You can see the sort of thickness that was required from the tile sort of height. But this is the great thing about learning and just using your hands. Just take your time and see how you go. But yeah, this base, you know, I could have got you could probably get glass made for it and stuff like that, but it was a bit narrow, the shower. Most of the showers I think are 900 by 900. This was very odd, like 700 and something, so it was very small, but I think a 900 will come out pretty much very close to the vanity. But I've got a base already, and I've got all the glass for it, for the door and everything else. So it's a work in progress, but this is something what they do in Australia. Don't know if this is how they normally would do it, but if you're a plumber, you can always comment in the channel below and let other people know. I'm only here to try and help people and see, open up a can of worms. And if someone's not sure and they can't afford a plumber or someone, and they're good with their hands, or want to try and give their hands a bit of a go and try something, this is gives you some sort of idea of what to expect. Another big piece of the puzzle out. I brought in an extra crowbar. This is another big piece. So you can see there's a bit of dirt in there still, but you can see how it's sort of hardened into the concrete, but not super hard. So it's been a little bit of manual strength to get that out, but doable. So far, so it's been alright. So I'm going to work on this quarter, and well, we're getting there. Very interesting to see underneath things that you, especially when it's your first time, that you haven't done something like this before. Just something new. The other base I've got is a porcelain base, so it's not plastic. So I think, give or take the underneath, whether it will need, if there's any gaps between it where it can go over the concrete a bit or not. But each step as we go. So this is what I'm up to so far. Okay, another step. Now you can see where that dirt's coming from too, or maybe not, but there's dirt coming through there, and there's the plumbing pipe, which I've been careful to break this around the edges so I don't disturb it too much, because yeah, it must be like a bit of see, there's a slab, I think, just there. Most of it's dirt around the actual plumbing, which makes sense, so they can change it. So what I'm thinking is, because on the next shower base, the hole's about there, give or take. So, but then, I mean, there's renovations always happening on bathrooms, so they must be able to shift stuff around or relocate plumbing, or yeah, do a few pipes to change the flow. But worst case scenario, you can always get a base made, I guess, to suit that, but have a wider section to where the hole was. But see how we go and where we go from here, but I've got to get the rest of that corner and just a little bit up the edge there. Okay, when I was just trying to get the edge, one of the tiles started to give way. It looks like they got some sort of like a water sort of insulation behind the wall. So I removed all those tiles. I think all these tiles are going to have to go anyway, because they seem, well, over 20 years, I think they've seen a bit of moisture. So I think what will have to happen anyway is to remove all these tiles as well, and got a whole bunch of tiles outside for it, so they can go in here, and then get rid of all the paper as well and put some nice new water resistant material on it. And yeah, like I said, it's just step by step. I remove all these tiles because it was coming underneath there as well, so tiles obviously been done after that floor, the shower base has been put in, so they might be holding a bit onto the edges as well. So anyway, here you go. Okay, more tiles come off. Now, I said about opening up a can of, whoa, almost fall there, can of worms. It looks like the base is behind there, and then they've concreted on top. Oh boy, this is becoming fun. Whoa, so that is not fun. Yeah, it looks like the base is literally sitting underneath the wall as well. Oh my goodness. But at least you get to see sort of how some do it. I don't know if this is a Australian standard thing to do, but well, yeah, you can see that's the base sitting up slightly behind the wall. A lot of dirt around the plumbing. But it looks like they've put just a thin slab of, yeah, it looks pretty slim. It's weird how it's done. Like the back of it looks like it's behind the wall, and yet the top part of the base was into the concrete. Still got to work out how that's even done. So, oh my goodness. All right, keep going. Okay, so it was about 8:45 AM on a Saturday morning when I started this. It's still the same Saturday morning, and it's about 10:20. So up to this stage, what was that, just almost 9, so 1 hour and 10, about 1 hour 45, give or take. So if you set yourself around the 2 hour mark for something like this, if you get to this sort of stage, that's about how long it takes. If a plumber was to do this, probably, that's 2 hours work, and yeah, you're probably looking at 500 plus, give or take, with a plumber, just for the manual labour starting off to remove it. So could be more. Prices are always going up with tradies, like everything else. Well, the petrol at this point of time, $2.28 or something, just ridiculous. I remember when I was growing up, petrol used to go up 2 cents, 3 cents, maybe a year. Now it goes up 20 or 40 cents every few months. It's just pathetic. Yeah, that's my rant for today. But yeah, going well. Just took out a load of rubbish from the base. Now I've got to try and work out whether I need some other sort of tool to remove that behind the concrete, whether I just chip out that the edge of the concrete, and whether it'll chip easy or not. But it's a work in progress. I'll keep going and see how much I can do today anyway. Okay, a bit of good news. I ripped out just the top edge of the plaster. Plaster's not too hard to replace. And that wasn't going underneath. I don't know how that even worked, but as you can see, it's like the edge part of it was just sitting on that timber there. So, another piece of the puzzle out. So you can see the adjacent wall or the hallway plaster through there. It's going to take a bit of cleaning, but this plaster can get replaced and new waterproofing put on. But the tiles came off very, very easy. Don't know if that's just due to it being onto paper, but yeah, that's good. I'm glad that I didn't have to chip away concrete in some way on top of the base. I was thinking that it could be a bit strange putting concrete on I don't know, anyway. So that wasn't on there, and neither should that be. It must be just on the very edge somehow and pushed in. Yeah, so okay, we'll get that other corner out. You can see I chipped again the plaster on top because it was holding it in properly, practically. So now that can come out as well. The last of the fiberglass base. So now I've got a fair bit of cleaning up to do, neatening off. I'll come back when I've just cleaned up a bit, and then that'll be ready for the next stage of the repair and another base getting put in. So yeah, if you haven't seen one of these in Australia being done, especially an older house, this is some sort of a look into what's underneath your shower base in Australia. I'm not talking about brand new houses, who knows if they've changed their formats, but this is over 20 years old, so yeah, enjoy. Okay, so all cleaned up. That's where we're at. As you can see, what I said, did I say it earlier? There was an elderly lady that had, yeah I did it. Just the curtain around, and that's obviously to hold while they have a shower, if they find it obviously hard to stand or keep stable while in the shower. So that'll come off. Start that again. So I've revealed some more plumbing pipe, and just cleaned it up a bit with the dirt. So these on the top, I'm not sure because I'm not a plumber, but I think they're glued into that. Oh, they might be. Looks like it's actually got. Yeah, they might be unscrewable down there, but I'll leave that for the plumber to check when he gives us some maybe advice on where we go from here as far as making it possible for the other base to have it over a little bit further. Most likely have to maybe get a jackhammer and remove some of that concrete. Oh, it's going to be fun. Unless there's another way. Anyway, but like I said, I'm not a plumber. This is the first time I've removed one of the bases before. Might have to get a base made for it. I don't know yet. Just got to work out the options, but I thought I'd do a video of the removal of the base to show you guys, if you have an older place as well, you think about pulling out. This is what I like to pull out. So it was good that lip wasn't under the concrete. I was thinking it was a bit strange looking that the lip might have been under the concrete, but it must have been just further back into that wall somehow, and then tiled over with a bit of plaster over it. But that's what needed to be removed to get this out to this stage. So I'm happy with what I've got done so far. I don't know what I've got to work with as far as might have to chip that out somehow, just all that lumps or whatever's on top of the, I think that's straight on top of the original slab. Yeah, so fun times, but that's what I'm up to at the moment. This will be the part one of this video. I'm not sure how fast I'm going to be working on this. I'm just going to use the bath for now to do wash and friends' houses for showers if I need. So just step by step. So that's one shower base removed. See you soon in the next one. Oh, and what I was going to say is, if there is any plumbers watching this at the moment and you want to make some comments of what can be done for people who do view this video and have some interest in doing this, if you've got any advice or if you've done anything like this, maybe you could say what that pipe is going that way, and obviously this is your drain pipe. So maybe that's a pipe that comes from the laundry somewhere, maybe, because the laundry is straight away on the other side of this. So maybe it's two, like that's going into a bigger pipe, and then that's another drain pipe maybe. Anyway, if there's any plumbers or people who are familiar with something like that, and also what you can do to change that pipe to go a bit further over, or if anyone's doing a shower renovation, what you can do. So it'd be good to get some comments on this video, help everyone out. That's why I make my channel, so we can investigate things and do some DIY projects at the same time. Alright, we'll see you in the second video, part 2.